Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Deck, and if you enjoy talking about movies in any way, shape or form, you're going to feel right at home here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my haul for the month of September. I love doing these haul videos, just sitting here and relaxing and just going through what I bought throughout the month. And there's actually a bit more this month than what I was expecting, so it's actually going to be a decently sized video. So anyway, with all that said and all that stated, let's just jump straight into it. Before I actually dive into the pile of stuff I've got here, I just want to mention something up the top, something I did pre-order. Which is the PlayStation 5. The PS5 pre-orders went up this month, a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, I got my hands on a PS5. Obviously, I know there's been a lot of trouble about people getting PS5s and not being able to get them and stuff like that. Same with Xbox and the Series X and stuff like that. But luckily, fortunately, I was able to get my hands on a PS5, so that'll be arriving on launch day, which is very, very exciting. I've also got the headset coming, I've got the TV remote coming, I've also pre-ordered Miles Morales, so I've got a bunch of stuff coming for PS5 on launch, which is great. So that's PS5. Obviously, I just wanted to mention that up top because obviously I haven't really got anything physical to show you in regards to that. But let's dive into the Blu-rays. So I've got a lot of Blu-rays this month, quite a few TV shows, and then also some movies as well. So let's start off with the first TV show I got, which is Banshee Season 1. Now, this is one of my favourite shows of all time. And funnily enough, sorry if I swallow a lot in this video, I've got sort of something in my throat. So Banshee is one of my favourite shows of all time, and I just adore this show. And I actually own season 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 seasons of the show. I own all 4 of them on seasons 2, 3, and 4 on Blu-ray, but I never owned season 1. I actually had season 1 on DVD when I first watched it, and now I've lost that DVD, so I didn't own Banshee season 1 at all. So I was like, I need to pick up the Blu-ray. So I got this off eBay, fairly cheap. It's a really good show though. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. It's a really great show. It's made by Cinemax, who are a subsidiary of HBO, so it's a pretty high quality series. And the lead actor of this is actually Anthony Starr, who, if you don't know, you may know him better as playing Homelander on The Boys, and that's actually a signed photo of him back there. I'm a big fan of Anthony Starr, and actually the reason why I watched The Boys was because I loved him from this. So I basically had to pick up Banshee Season 1 because, you know, I need it for the collection. If I ever go back to rewatch Banshee, which I undoubtedly will at some point in time, I need the show on Blu-ray. Plus, I never owned Season 1 on Blu-ray, so that's quite nice. And then the next 4 TV shows I got are all sort of in the same universe. You guys know I love the Arrowverse. I've always been a big fan of the Arrowverse, and I finally was able to complete the entire set for this year. Obviously, Arrow Season 8 came out a few months ago because it was much shorter than the other shows this year. But now we have all the others. So we have The Flash Season 6, which there is a review for this on the channel, so you can go check that out. I was a big fan of The Flash Season 6, actually. Big love for this season, actually. I thought this was really good. The Flash has kind of been okay to good the last couple of years for me. Like, Season 4 was a bit iffy, Season 5 not the best. 6 felt like a bit of a return to form. I really liked the villain of the season, I liked how it was structured, I liked the Part 1, Part 2 situation they did with it. The way it tied into Crisis, I thought the character arcs were really good in this one, especially for Barry and Iris. They actually got a lot of good stuff for them this year. And also I thought this season was just a really nice tone as well. It was quite nice because it went back to a bit more of a darker tone, which a lot of people don't like a dark tone on The Flash. I actually quite enjoy a dark tone. And it wasn't like super dark, it wasn't as dark as Season 3, but it was darker. It was more in line with sort of the tone of Season 2, which I think works best for the show. So I really like Season 6. I thought it was a real good standout season. And for me, if you've watched my DC channel, I actually had it as my 3rd favourite season of The Flash, so that says quite a lot. And then a season I'm not so positive on, Supergirl Season 5. Now you're probably wondering, well, if you're not too positive about it, you don't really like the season, why did you buy it? It's just because I'm a completionist. Again, I love the Arrowverse. I literally own every season of the Arrowverse on Blu-ray, so if I didn't have... I would feel worse not owning Season 5 than I would owning it, so... Supergirl Season 5 for me was just a really messy season. I do have a review for this on the channel as well. This is just a really messy season to me. I just didn't really find much to love in it. I feel like the season had some good intentions, and I think the story kind of had a good idea to it. But overall, I think this season overall, its story was just all over the shop, and the villains, like Leviathan, I still didn't really know up until the finale what was going on with Leviathan, and then obviously all of these shows pretty much, like Flash was cut by 3 episodes, this was cut by 1, so their stories weren't properly completed because of COVID. But this was only 1 episode short, and I still didn't really get what the villain was. I didn't really get what their plan was, what they were trying to do, how that tied into Obsidian North, and then how that tied into Lex and what he was doing. I just didn't really get it too much. So this season was very, very messy to me, and I found it a bit boring in places. But it's, you know, I'd say it's probably not the worst season. I wouldn't say it's quite as bad as season 1, but it wasn't far. So yeah, it's not a great season, but to be honest, it's actually one of the seasons this year that I want to go back to, because I want to actually watch it on a binge and see if that would help the experience a little bit more. Now, I may have shown this off last month. I don't think I did actually, but I may have done. We have Batwoman Season 1. I actually don't have a full opinion on this yet because I've not actually finished this season. I was watching it when it was airing here in the UK, and then it took a break, as it does in the middle, and it took a break after the crossover, and then I just completely forgot about it and forgot to go back to it. So I need to go back and finish the season. I will watch this very soon. I have this is actually the next thing I'm going to watch, TV-wise. But what I have seen from it, like I say, I've seen basically the first half of the season. I really like it. I think it's really good. I think that the character of Batwoman is a good one. I really like the cast of this a lot. I think it's got a really good ensemble cast. And I mean, a lot of the Arrowverse shows do, but this one really stood out to me with that. Also, having it set in Gotham was cool. It does have a lot of Batman elements to it, which is really nice. But it also has its own identity as Batwoman, which I really enjoy. I think that this is just a really exciting show so far, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. Obviously, in Season 2, we are getting a new lead. Javicia Leslie is taking up the role of Batwoman, which, you know, is something new and fresh for the show, which is exciting. I mean, I like Ruby Rose in the show quite a bit, but I think it's going to be cool to see someone else take on the role as well. So, really good start for Batwoman. So like I said, I don't have a full opinion yet because I've not seen the whole season, and I believe Batwoman was cut by a couple episodes as well. But yeah, I'm pretty positive on it, so there is that. And then the final show from the Arrowverse this year, Legends of Tomorrow Season 5. Legends is a show that I have such a rocky relationship with Legends. Like, the first 3 seasons I really enjoyed. Like, the first season I liked, second season I really liked, third season I adored, and then Season 4 came out and just, it's one of the worst seasons for me of the Arrowverse. I really didn't like Season 4. Season 5 is definitely more in line with Season 4 than the other 3 seasons, but it's quite a big improvement. I do think the show steps up quite a bit here, especially because my problem with Season 4 was that it felt like they were really prioritizing the comedy above everything else. And it's fine if you want to make the show more comedic, because I think the comedic tone works for Legends. Like Season 3 was very comedic, and I think that works for that. But what was good about Season 3 is that they had a really strong, compelling story around the comedy, whereas Season 4 was a lot more like they were just coming up with jokes on the spot and then writing the story around it. Season 5 fixed that issue. It was still very comedy-orientated, and the lighting isn't picking up this Blu Ray well at all. It was more comedy-orientated than usual, but it did have a story at least, which was better. So yeah, Season 5, it was an improvement for me. So now moving on to the movies. First of all, we have Street Dance 3D. Now, I'm sure a lot of you probably haven't even heard of this movie. If you're not from the UK, you definitely have not heard of this. This is a British street dance movie. Now, when this came out, I was actually just given this by a friend. When this came out, I actually did see this in the cinema when it came out when I was a kid. And it comes with incredible 3D glasses as well. But the reason why I actually watched this movie as a kid is because if you look on the back there, this actually stars an actor called George Sampson, who, well, he's not an actor, but he's a dancer. And he actually won Britain's Got Talent in 2008, I think it was  2008 he won. And I was actually a bit of a dancer as a kid. I actually used to be quite into dancing and street dance and stuff like that. And George Sampson was actually my inspiration to dance as a kid. So when I heard he was in a new movie, I wanted to go watch that movie. So that's why I watched this. And my friend had the Blu Ray and she gave it to me. So yeah, it's just like, it's a little silly one, but you know, it's actually a movie I went back to recently and still enjoyed it. So yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but you know, it is what it is. And then we also have a DVD here for Code 8. Now, Code 8, I also have a review for this on the channel. Code 8 was quite a good movie for me. I enjoyed it. Like, I mainly watched it because it stars Robbie Amell and Stephen Amell, which, as you guys know, I love Stephen Amell. There we are again. Star of Arrow and stuff. And this also has Han from Fast and Furious as well, the best character in Fast and Furious. This was their fan film that they got turned into a feature film. Like, I watched their short film that they made a few years ago. It's quite good. And this is basically a feature film of that. It's not amazing or anything, like, it's not particularly great, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was fun. It has some interesting comic booky superhero elements to it. It is basically a superhero sort of anti-hero movie sort of thing. It's a decent watch. I enjoyed it, and you know, this was only £5 to pick up, so I wasn't exactly going to leave it. And again, I like to support what Stephen and Robbie do, so. And then this film took me a while to buy, which is a shame because I actually really did enjoy this film. Last Christmas. This is, of course, the Christmas movie sort of to the songs of George Michael with Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was fun. I mean, I think that Paul Feig is quite a strong comedic director. I enjoy a lot of his films. You know, I really like Spy. I didn't really mind the female Ghostbusters movie that came out in 2016. I thought it got way too much hate for what it was. But this film I really enjoyed. I mean, I love Henry Golding, so seeing him in a new movie was definitely something that intrigued me. And I just think Emilia Clarke was she took a character who could have very easily been unlikable and made her very, very likable, so I think she did a good job with that. It's just got a really good cast. Michelle Yeoh's in it, and also Emma Thompson's in it. It's just a really nice, heartfelt Christmas film that I enjoyed quite a fair bit, and I will probably watch this again come Christmas time this year, so as Last Christmas. Now, this was actually meant to go in the last haul, but I forgot about it. If you remember in the last haul, I said I was given like a stack of Blu-rays, I was just gifted them, and I got this one as well, which is Lone Survivor. Lone Survivor, I watched this in lockdown, and I really enjoyed it. This is directed by Peter Berg, who also directed Deepwater Horizon and Patriots Day, Mile 22, and Spencer Confidential this year. And he is also starring Mark Wahlberg as well, who starred in those first three. And I think that Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg, I think their sort of combination, their team-up films are really, really good. I've really enjoyed all of them so far. Even though Mile 22 maybe not considered the best, I still enjoy it. I actually own it on Blu-ray. I enjoy it. But Lone Survivor, probably my favourite or the best. I'm not too sure. It's kind of going up against Patriots Day, and I've also not seen all of Deepwater Horizon. I've seen bits of it. I need to go back and check that movie out, but Lone Survivor was really good. Like, a really awesome war film. You know, it was very modern at the time. Obviously, this sort of takes place in the Iraq conflict, Afghanistan conflict, and it was really good for that. I think this movie was really, really fun, and I think they all give great performances. It's got a great cast overall, like Emile Hirsch and Taylor Kitsch. It's got a really good cast, so yeah, I enjoyed this. It was really nice to have it in the collection. It's a nice Blu-ray. And then from one war movie to another, we have 1917. Again, review for this on the channel. 1917 I really liked. I thought this film was really good, really strong. And I don't know, I would have to think about it. It might be in my favourite war movies of all time. I've not seen, tons and tons of war films, but it's definitely up there for me. I thought it was really good. Obviously, this film was kind of set up as this sort of one-take war film. It's not quite one take because there is a cut to black in the middle of it, which I probably wouldn't have noticed if my friend hadn't pointed out to me. But ever since she did point it out, it also does just very much ring true. Like, it's not really a one-shot film, even though obviously there are going to be hidden cuts and stuff like that, but if you have a fade to black, that's kind of completely defeating the purpose. But still, I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to take that away from it. I think it's a really good film. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot. Sam Mendes directed it, who obviously directed Skyfall, which is a film I love, and Spectre, which I also quite enjoy. As Bond films, I think Spectre gets a bit too much hate for what it is. But 1917, really strong film. And again, it's very fun, it's exciting. I watched it twice in the cinema. It's a great IMAX experience. It's got great performances. George Mackay and Dean Charles Chapman is really, really good in this film as well. And there's a lot of really good cameos in it too, so I enjoyed 1917 quite a bit. And this film I actually don't believe I ever reviewed on the channel, weirdly enough. But Le Mans 66, or many of you may watch it, many of you watching this may know it as Ford v Ferrari. It was called Le Mans 66 here in the UK. Really strong film, directed by James Mangold, who every time he brings out a film now I just get excited. Like, The Wolverine was really good. Logan is probably my favourite X-Men film, up there with First Class. And with this, fantastic. And next he's directing Indiana Jones 5, so I'm very, very excited about that. But super strong film, really exciting. The racing and the action sequences were top notch in this film. If you've ever seen the movie Rush, it's kind of very much in line with that. And I think that this film also has great performances. Matt Damon and Christian Bale absolutely knocking it out of the park once again. Noah Jupe also doing a great job here. It's just a very exciting film, a lot of great racing scenes, a lot of great determination, and I think that this film was also one that anybody can really get behind and enjoy. Like, as far as like the Best Picture nominees from last year, this was definitely one of the more crowd-pleasing films. I think anyone can watch this and enjoy it. And then we also have, I picked this up around the same time as those, I picked up the Jurassic Park trilogy. Now, I actually watched Jurassic Park in the cinema recently for the first time, and I watched it for the first time in the cinema. I have seen Jurassic Park before, but it kind of reignited my love for Jurassic Park. Because I've not watched it in a long time, I kind of forgot how much I did like that film. And I recently sold my Jurassic Park trilogy set because it was broken. It was kind of just very, very damaged, and it wasn't very great. So I picked up this new Trilogy box set. So this obviously comes with Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. And yeah, I'm excited to go back to them because when I rewatched Jurassic Park, I was like, I want to go watch the other two now. So I picked up this. And yeah, it's really, really good. I love this box set, actually. It's quite nice to have it all in kind of one disc, rather, or in one case, rather, as opposed to like a big box set with 3 Blu Ray cases. It's quite nice to have them all in there. But I'm very excited to go back to these, actually. You know, we have got Jurassic World 3 or Jurassic World Dominion coming out next year, or at least for now. So I'll probably go back and rewatch them for that. But yeah, I'm very excited to own this, and it's nice to have it back in the collection because I kind of missed having them in there. And the final thing for this month's haul is my very first Criterion. Now, Criterion is something that I'm not particularly well versed in. It's not something I know about. I know of them. I know, you know, they basically aim to bring films that don't really get widely distributed to Blu-ray. And here in the UK, we get quite a lot less Criterions than you get over in the US. But this one, when they announced it, I was like, well, that's my first Criterion because I love this film. And it getting a Blu-ray, because I always said if this film got a Blu-ray, I would totally buy it. And that is Marriage Story. I love this film. I thought it was so great. This was the very first Noah Baumbach film I've ever seen, and I've actually gone and watched a lot of Baumbach films recently. Like if you watched the last haul, obviously I had While We're Young in there, and I also watched the Meyerowitz stories on Netflix. Sorry, as I said, I've got something in there. And and literally last weekend I watched The Squid and the Whale. So I think the Baumbach is a director that I do quite enjoy, but this film was the first one I saw of his, and yeah, I just loved it. I thought it was so beautiful, so tender. Adam Driver just absolutely killing it in this film. I think he should have won the Oscar for Best Actor last year. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix was incredible in Joker, and I really like Joker, but I thought that Adam Driver was just so good in this, and ScarJo is also fantastic. Laura Dern in this movie as well. And, you know, as a Criterion, this is a beautiful release. It comes in a little slip thing here. And I'm not going to try and take it all out because some stuff will fall out, but you've got Nicole on that side, Charlie on that side, and then you sort of open it up and you've got the kid there. And if you've seen the movie, you can see you actually get the letters that they write to each other at the beginning of the film. If I just open this up, you get a little booklet as well. And there's the disc as well. So what's really, really cool about this release is that obviously this was a Netflix film. And Netflix films don't typically get Blu-ray releases, so it was really nice to see Marriage Story, again a film that I really loved and is widely unavailable on Blu-ray, actually get a Blu-ray. It was really, really nice. And it seems like Criterion are keeping that up, because next month we are getting The Irishman as well on Criterion, which I'm probably not going to pick up, but it's pretty cool that it's getting a Blu-ray at least. But there's Marriage Story. Again, I love this film. Very happy to own my first Criterion. I don't know how many I'm really going to get, because again, Criterion have a lot of films that I've not even really heard of. But, you know, for my first Criterion, I'll definitely take Marriage Story, so there is that. So there you have it, guys. There's everything that I picked up in the month of September. What did you guys pick up? Make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Whatever you bought, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you want to see more movie reviews and movie-related videos just like this one, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads from me. And hope to see you guys again next time.